master team. No guts, no glory. Live your fantasy dreams.
No guts, no glory, dynasty domain. Crew is too skunk to make, we own this game. Kramer, Howard, Dr. Swank, rosters on fire. Flying V, Eddie Bantam, take your empires higher. Joe Mama, Chino, C, Green, champions uniting. No guts, no glory, territory, we reign supreme tonight.
Draft nights live, snake pick heat. Rookies rising, every selection's elite. Flexing QBs up front, wide receivers cash, big checks. Bench studs, prime debt, diamonds with spec. Trade block blazing, flip picks for the crown. Every move precise, no chance we back down. Waiver wire Wednesday, scoop sleepers unseen. Hold strong, watch this talent machine. Dynasty blueprints lock, legends in the making. Season after season, no faking or mistaking. No kickers, no defense, pure offense, pure thrill. And no guts, no glory, only winners fit the bill. No guts, no glory, dynasty domain. Crew is too skunk to make, we own this game. Kramer, Howard, Dr. Swank, rosters on fire. Flying V, Eddie Bantam, take your empires higher. Joe Mama, Chino, C, Green, champions united. No guts, no glory, territory, we reign supreme tonight. Keepers locked down, future Hall of Famers rise. PPR finesse, milestone bonuses, surprise. TD dance parties when our studs hit the zone. League safe, secure, watch those prize checks roll home. Discord buzzing, strategy on demand. No guts, no glory, we always stand. Doubters talk noise, they don't know our hustle. Stacking young studs, turning potential into muscle. From rookie breath, fresh to vet, season prime. Our legacy's written one draft pick at a time. No guts, no glory, dynasty domain. Crew is too skunk to make, we own this game. Kramer, Howard, Dr. Swank, rosters on fire. Flying V, Eddie Bantam, take your empires higher. Joe Mama, Chino, C, Green, champions united. No guts, no glory, territory, we reign supreme tonight.
Yo, LordSkunk, respect the crown. Signing off to build that legacy.
It's your boy Draft Monster on the mic, reppin' my home dog LordSkunk. We taking over fantasy football, $5 at a time. I'm the $5 baller, stacking rosters like a scholar. Yahoo the sleeper, every pick makes you holler. Superflex, no kicker or DST, deep bench like Dynasty. $5 to ride, NFL glory, this is LordSkunk's Odyssey. Step in my draft room, snake style, drop that beat. 12 teams, one mission, built that elite fleet. I lock QBs, RB cows, breaking every chain. 3 wideouts, tight end locked in, flex game insane. Deep bench, plug and play, waiver wars every Wednesday. Big play bonuses, lighten up your Sunday. Half point PPR, 6-point TD buffet. I craft champions while y'all just play. Get my back, $5 in the pot. Champions, cash floods, runner up, take your shot. Points champ, pockets weekly, high score on lock. Yahoo Tuesday, stream sleeper Thursday, non-stop. I'm the $5 baller, stacking rosters like a scholar. Yahoo the sleeper, every pick makes you holler. Superflex, no kicker or DST, deep bench like Dynasty. $5 to ride, NFL glory, this is LordSkunk's Odyssey. When I hit the stream, my pick calls like the screen. Running fantasy plays like you never seen. Discord chat buzzing, trade block popping loud. My community's tight, this league's proud and loud. Cash raining fast, payout slick and clean. 30 for the champion, 10 for the dream team. 6 for points boss, weekly high score green. Every matchup's fire, live that fantasy dream. From the Ritter to the modem, we connect worldwide. NFL passion, fantasy action, ride or die. Redraft, rookie or dynasty vet, come on inside. LordSkunk.com, where legends thrive. I'm the $5 baller, stacking rosters like a scholar. Yahoo the sleeper, every pick makes you holler. Superflex, no kicker or DST, deep bench like Dynasty. $5 to ride, NFL glory, this is LordSkunk's Odyssey. That's the anthem, now it's your move. Join the $5 leagues at LordSkunk.com and build your dynasty.
Hey, what's up? What's up? It's your boy Skunk from LordSkunk.com. So happy to be here with you. This is our inaugural Trade Talk Tuesday. So, what's up, fantasy fanatics? Welcome to Trade Talk Tuesdays. This is going to be our weekly show. It's going to be your live show covering all things NFL fantasy football, from redraft and dynasty trades to superflex strategy, rookie sleepers. I'm your host, Skunk, and today we got a stacked episode. We have fantasy news flash. We'll start out with that. We're just going to kind of go over each week. We're going to kind of break down some of the top headlines, kind of where we're at, what we can expect. If you're like me, you're a fantasy fanatic as well. You got to be if you're watching this. So you've already started drafting probably. So you kind of have a strategy, but that's all going to change as we progress through preseason. We're going to talk more about that. So you're going to get that weekly news flash every week. We're going to spend time on that. We got LordSkunk leagues right now popping off, the $5 redraft leagues, as you just probably heard the song there. Those are popping off right now, so make sure that you check out LordSkunk.com. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we get into it here deeper. We're going to go over the No Guts No Glory Dynasty League. We're going to give an update on some crazy trades that are going down, kind of look at some of the power rankings, see where everything stands there. Really excited about that. This is our first inaugural year. We just did our startup draft, so we'll talk a little bit more about that today. We're going to do trade deep dive and power rankings, as I said. DynastyBaller.com just launched, you guys. Dynasty Baller. I had a bunch of people asking me about the redraft leagues. If, hey, they love those, but can we also maybe do a dynasty? I didn't want to do a whole full-blown, 8-hour per pick draft startup like this. So I wanted to do something that we can enjoy the dynasty factor, but we can also have a little bit of that best ball feel, so we don't have to sit there and manage, a bunch of different rosters, but we still get the feel of dynasty. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We're going to look at some of the tracks that are out, some of the LordSkunk, No Guts, No Glory, Dynasty Baller, hype tracks, anthems to get you jacked for fantasy football season. We are here and ready to rock. So excited to go over some of those. We have our hashtag Ask Skunk. So you all have been amazing in asking in the live streams. You've been asking on Discord. I want to start that hashtag Ask Skunk. So if you're on X, you can do hashtag Ask Skunk and ask about trade advice or whatever it might be. Thank you for all the people that have already submitted information. We're going to go and deep dive into those. So all of you that asked on the live stream, some of the live streams are replays, so I'm not actually there to answer those questions, but ask them because I log all of them. They're all logged in our Discord along with our restream chat. So they're all there available. So we're going to go over each one of those today. We'll talk about who asked them, where they asked them from, and what as much information as we can, and then give you some answers and give you some advice on those. So if you have a question, drop it in the chat here on YouTube, drop it on Twitch, drop it on Discord, or jump over to X and use hashtag AskSkunk. Be glad to be able to answer those for you. Now, let's jump into breaking news, guys. There's some breaking news going on here in the fantasy football world. Just real quick, let's just check over the chat. Looks like Stream Elements is saying I'm live. Thank you, Stream Elements. Eddie Haas in the house. Thank you. Eddie Haas is a No Guts, No Glory member. I think Eddie might have joined some of the LordSkunk.com or the Dynasty Baller leagues. I'm not sure, but Eddie, if you haven't, you really should check those out. We'll talk more about those today. But if you got a question, you want to leave something, we'll come back over here to stream chat here in just a minute. But right now, we want to jump into that breaking news right now. So let's go into the fantasy news flash. I'm trying to keep this around a 5-minute segment just to give you a quick update on what's going on. So before the trade talk, here's this week's top fantasy football headlines, plus what they mean for your redraft and dynasty leagues. So training camp dates have been announced. So NFL has set mid-July camp openers for all 32 teams. So we now know the dates. We know who's going to be, what teams are going to be going on what days. So we're going to be able to watch rookies and fringe draftees in pads. Finally, we're going to get to see them in action. We got to see film on them, or we got to watch them in college and see some of their highlights. But now we actually get to see them on an NFL team with NFL pads, in an NFL facility. So early reps can vault, these draftees and these fringe, these rookies up our cheat sheet. So we want to make sure that we keep an eye on that. There's going to be a ton of good news coming. Draft strategies and all that are going to obviously change as we get word back from these camps. ADP will stabilize once pads hit. So we got to pencil in those battles now. We got to find out what's going on and stay abreast of those so we can make those best moves as we get ready for our next round of drafts. We're going to look at some injury bounce back targets. So Eisenberg's list spotlights players like Christian McCaffrey, Mike Evans. Right now they're undervalued redraft and dynasty targets. So these are people that you want to take a look at right now. The risk, the price of them is baked into their ADP. As we see, Christian McCaffrey is moving up now. In redraft and in dynasty leagues, people are becoming more confident with what's coming out or what the information we're getting, from the teams and the different reporters and different people that are commenting, whether they're local or national reporters. So keep an eye on that stuff because we want to snap them up right now before too much gets out about them if they're going to be good, and then we can always flip them later in the midseason. Once we get to the midseason, hopefully somebody like Christian McCaffrey, they do really well for you. If you start to see the mileage is getting high, which it can be, we can go ahead and flip them in a trade. There's a lot of different things that we can do, but we need to stay abreast right now of what's going on with these players coming back from injury. Those are probably two of the biggest ones right now. And then we got JCM, so Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. He emerges in Washington, so he's the second-round running back. He earned first-team reps behind Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler in OTAs. So in dynasty rookie drafts, JCM is a zero-cost flyer with 3-down upside. Monitor these early snaps for flex play if an injury strikes. We saw a couple of those guys go down last year. They were not as consistent as some of the other teams, so that could be a really good opportunity for JCM. He's one that we've kind of hopefully all been following. I've been kind of keeping him on my radar, but right now, knowing that he's getting those first team reps, that's huge. Panthers tight end Tommy Tremble is on PUP, so Tremble to start on PUP after back surgery. So keep an eye on Jatavion Sanders in deeper leagues. He could be a midsummer streamer if Tremble's late to return. And then some must-know dynasty questions for every NFC team. So Big Blue views key team uncertainties. So run volume versus wide receiver targets in Philly. McCarthy's rookie quarterback upside in Minnesota. We can use these narratives to buy low on undervalued assets or sell high, on some of these hype names before camp, report ship the market. So this is a really interesting time. One, we're all excited to get this information back from these camps as we start to get in there. We're actually seeing these players actually perform, some NFL caliber practices, and we're getting to see them in some NFL caliber matchups. So that's good. But right now, let's look at some of the hype, make sure we're checking some of those undervalued people, try to grab them if we can. And then, there's a lot of hype out there. Some of these other players, and try to move them, if you want there. And then again, you can ask Skunk, and I'll be glad to give you commentary on that on these shows. That's the whole point of this. So right now, I just want to touch on real quick on the LordSkunk.com League Spotlight. We just did a redraft last Thursday for one of our sleeper leagues. It was a blast. We did live stream it, so it is on the YouTube channel. You can find it on our Facebook. You can find it on our X. A lot of different platforms we're on. Everything can be found on LordSkunk.com. So if you go there, all of our socials are there, our YouTube. You can see some of our videos, some of our playlists are there. You can join the leagues there. So, if you're ready to test these insights that we're talking about, make sure that you head over to LordSkunk.com. Check out those leagues. They are $5 redraft leagues. They're super easy to get into, low barrier of entry, but they're really fun. They're high-flying offense, no kicker, no DST. It's a really fun opportunity to be able to jump in a league, have fun. We try to live stream all the drafts. We have a really fun time doing it. It's high octane, high energy all the time when you're doing one of the LordSkunk $5 redraft leagues. So make sure you head over to LordSkunk.com. We do have weekly bonuses, for high points. We do have a point season winner, payout. We got a second place and we got a top place. So technically, if you won every week in points, you then get the points leader, title as well. And then you won the league, you're going to get $50. So $5 gets you in, you get $50. That's 10 extra money. That's a great value. So sign up now, lock in your spots. It's super fun. We're going to probably be releasing a few more of these as we get closer to kickoff. But jump into these, get a feel for them. We got guys, I think, that are in like 3-4 of these leagues already. They're having a blast. We got some of the No Guts No Glory guys that are in there. We got just some people that joined the first one, other than the second, third, fourth, fifth. So they're having fun with that. And then if you're interested in Dynasty, we'll talk a little bit more about Dynasty Baller later. But speaking of Dynasty, let's talk about No Guts No Glory. So No Guts No Glory is founded by me this year in 2025. I had never done Dynasty before. I really wanted to do that. So I set up a Dynasty website. First, I researched. I set everything up. I did all the settings. I followed all the advice of Dynasty influencers that were not connected to the league. I just wanted to get their opinions. They were nice enough to provide me great context, great information. And then I went ahead and built the league. From there, I built the website. From there, I started advertising it, and I was able to meet some great candidates. I put up an actual manager application. But we had like 50 people fill it out, 50 plus people. I interviewed probably around 20-25 people on a live video call. And then I selected, the top, 12. We started with 12 teams to join. So it was a $100 buy-in, 2 years up front. So $200 up front. And then if you want to do the draft trade picks for 2007, 2008, both teams have to buy in up to those years to be able to make that trade happen. So we've already had some that happen. We'll discuss a little bit of that here on the show. So really exciting league so far. We got some really interesting experience levels in there. So everybody is kind of bringing their own mindset, their own thought process to it. But it's been really fun. So make sure if you're interested in following the league and learning more about it, you can actually see our draft board from our live start of draft. It was a 24 round. It was an 8-hour pick, so it took us exactly almost a week to get through all the draft picks to actually start the league. We did veterans and rookies together, so you can actually see the draft board on NoGutsNoGloryLeague.com. You can have it there, check it out. There's some other great information, talks about our settings, things like that. You can check that out. You can also follow our different socials and things, support the league, follow along. We have different team logos, team branding. So if there's a team on there that you like, you can follow along and root for that team all throughout the season and then beyond, because it's Dynasty, so it's going to go on forever. So super excited about that. So if you want to leave comments or commentary, you're welcome to do that as well. But let's talk a little bit about the No Guts, No Glory trades that happened. It was absolutely bananas, some of these trades. So my first ever experience, and I think a lot of people in our league, I don't know if anybody's ever done it before, but there was actually a 3-team blockbuster trade within the league. Let me see if I can pull up. Let me see if I can pull this up on the. Pull up our chat. Let's see. I think I can. Let me go ahead and share. I'm going to go ahead and share Sleeper. So you should see Sleeper. I'm going to go ahead and move this like this. There, I think you should be able to see me okay. Let's start with. So this is the 3-way blockbuster. So this right here. Over here where it says league chat, not this stuff over in the side to the left, but over here to the right, you can kind of see it says a trade is pending. So this was a 3-team blockbuster trade between Flying V, Cruz, and Eddie Ha. Unbelievable. 3-team blockbuster trade. The assets exchanged were Nick Chubb, Trey Benson, draft picks, running back, wide receiver depth. So short-term win here, I think, is going to be Eddie Ha with Chubb's RB1 workload. We'll see what Chubb's going to be able to do this year. I don't know if he's going to be the true RB1. Obviously, he's had that opportunity in the past. He is older now. He did get picked up with a new team, but we'll see. If he can bring RB1 or even fringe high-end RB2 value, that could be a huge win for Eddie Ha. Long-term win, Flying V, I think with those youth picks, Flying V is going to be picking up, so let me go down here and see once it's been processed here. I wish there was a better way to see these. Flying V. So Flying V is going to be picking up Burden, Rashad White, Sean Tucker, and a 4th round. He dropped Taj Brooks and James Conner. Okay, Cruz is going to be picking up Trey Benson and James Conner. Obviously, James Conner there is a huge upgrade for Cruz. Cruz is doing everything he possibly can to creep up the power rankings and actually battle me. He's my week 1 opponent. So he is doing everything that he possibly can. We'll talk about some more moves that he's made here as well. So we got he's dropping he's letting go of Burden, he's letting go of Chubb, and he's letting go of Rashad White. He's also dropping his second round for 2026 and his fourth round for 2026. And then Eddie Ha is going to be getting Taj Brooks. Nick Chubb is going to get the fourth round. He's going to get the second round, and he's going to get another fourth round for 2026. So he's building up some really good picks there. We'll see how all this pans out. I think here, honestly, if you're talking about most improved, like who's going to walk away here, kind of rising up the power rankings, I'm going to say I'm going to have to give I'm looking short term, right? I'm looking right now. I'm not looking at like, a 5-year projection or something like that. I'm just looking at right now. Right now, I think the fact that he got James Conner, which James Conner is James Conner's a number 10 running back overall, and he already added Devon Achane for Cruz. I mean, he's literally like having his way with these people. Like, I'm trying to do trades with these people, and like it's unbelievable. Like, I'm giving up picks and whatever. But like Cruz, I don't know what he's doing to Jedi mind trick and master manipulate these folks, but he's doing it. Like, he legitimately. Think about this. He got James Conner and he got Devon Achane, right? He got those trades. We'll talk about those trades here in a minute to make sure that we go over all of the trades here. But I mean, this right here, the 3-way trade, first off, was pretty cool. To me, it was kind of much ado about nothing, really, honestly, because the only thing there, I think, that was like a major, like, oh my goodness, milestone is the fact that Cruz got James Conner. Like, all this other stuff is like if you go to New York and you go, you're walking along the streets of New York and the guy's got the shell game, right? He's got the cups. He's like, which one's the ball under? And he moves all the cups around. Like, that's literally what I feel like Cruz just did here. And we'll talk about the other trade in a minute. Like, that's all he did. He just moved this cup around and he got the ball every time. Like, he just keeps getting the ball. So hats off to Cruz. I'm not hating here. Okay. I respect that. I appreciate that. I'm not going to, completely just devastate and take advantage of, the league. I'm not going to do that. That's not my style. I'm not saying that he's doing that necessarily. I'm just saying he is walking away like a bandit out of these trades. It's unbelievable. So hats off to him. I respect it. And he's actually building towards. If you just look at the week 1 projections, I was pretty heftily beating him or higher than him. And if you look at it now if you look at my matchup, it's 51% to 49%. Literally, this was like, I think it was like, I have to go back and look at the previous live stream. I think it was like 56% to 44 or something when it started. So that right there shows you. We'll look at the power rankings as well. I don't know if the power rankings are going to reflect as much of an impact as what he actually did here just in week 1. So that's pretty crazy. And then if we go back up here to look at let's go back up here and look at the first trade, one of the first trades that they processed here. Let's take a look. Let's just go back to the top. We'll go all the way down. I don't think there's anything here. Okay, here it is. So this is the very first trade that was done. Okay, so remember Jahmyr Gibbs, how we talked about, oh my goodness, he picked Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, Jahmyr Gibbs was the third one off the board. It was Cruz picked Jamar Chase. I picked second. I got Josh Allen, and then Mick picked third, and he picked Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting that. So Jahmyr Gibbs went. Then the very first trade, and no Guts No Glory, the very first trade. Remember, Brock Bowers went towards the end of the first as well, and I was talking about, like, I would never take a tight end in the first. I'd never take a rookie or a tight end in the first round of the draft. I don't care. I understand the startup, but I wouldn't do that. I understand it's tight end premium too, but I still wouldn't. I just wouldn't. There's enough depth there. I think I wouldn't have done that, but. Look at this move. Look at this move. Look at another mastermind here. Joe Mama. Like, are you kidding me? He's giving up Brock Bowers, okay? I don't think Brock Bowers is going to replicate what he did. First off, they got Geno Smith there now. Geno Smith can pass the ball around. You have Jack Batch there, right? Rookie. You still got Jacoby Myers, right? You got Gianti, right? Coming in. So you got more. Michael Mayer, I think, could be a breakout year if they don't trade him. You got some opportunity there. Notre Dame, by the way, go Irish. You got opportunity at the Raiders. Hey, by the way, did you notice the Bo Jackson? The Bo Jackson throwback right here, baby. Look at that. Look at that. Raiders throwback. Bo Jackson, dude, elite level. Like if he wouldn't have got hurt, oh my goodness, two-way player, like Dion, right? So yeah, so enough about that. But let's get back to the trade, right? So Brock Bowers. So this is what Joe Mama's giving up. He's giving up Brock Bowers. He's giving up Rashad Smith. Okay, running back, a rookie from KC. Getting some hype there. We don't know. We're going to start seeing now. We're going into those camps, right? We're going to start to see what's going on. But getting a little bit of hype. Okay, and he's going to give up a 2026 first round. Okay, so Brock Bowers, Rashad Smith. We don't know yet. We don't know. Could be lottery ticket, right? We don't know. And then a 2026 first round pick for Jahmyr Gibbs, dude, the number 3 player off the board, the number 1 running back as far as being picked, right? And probably consensus top 1 or 2 running backs in the league, right? And a young dude, so he's just a young guy. 23 years of age in Dynasty. So, dude, he gave up, and he picked I think he picked Trey McBride right underneath that. So he already has, he's already stacked, on tight ends for Joe Mama. So, dude, he straight up gave up Brock Bowers, the rookie from KC running back, and a 2026 first for Jahmyr Gibbs. Now, dude, to me, who do you think won that deal? I'm not a fan of Bowers. I don't think Bowers is going to do what he did last year. I don't think he's going to have that level. We'll see. We'll see if he can do that. I hope he does. I'm not hating on Mick at all. I just think that, man, that was a lot. You're taking a lotto ticket on this rookie Brashard. You're taking Brock Bowers, who, okay, good. Don't get me wrong, it's probably the number 1 tight end if you're going to pick a tight end, but I don't need the number 1 tight end. Okay, I don't have to have the number 1 tight end. This is tight end premium. The other tight ends are going to be able to do well as well. And then you're giving up you're getting a first. So I don't know. That's just, to me. Hey, hats off. They did. I'm glad they're happy with it. But that would not have been a trade that I would have done. Next, we're going to go back to Cruz, right? So here's this Jedi mind tricks. Okay, so Cruz gave away Matthew Golden, rookie wide receiver Green Bay, right? He's giving away Matthew Golden, who I think Green Bay has a whole stable of second tier and third tier wide receivers. Okay, so if this guy's going to break, I don't know if this guy's going to be that guy. I don't know. I don't think so. Could be, maybe, but I don't. That's another lotto ticket. So Cruz gave away this Matthew Golden guy and James Cook. Don't get me wrong, James Cook. Okay, this is PPR, right? But it's only 0.5 PPR to a running back. It's 0.5 PPR plus a 0.5 PPR bonus for a wide receiver, and then to get tight end premium, it's 0.5 PPR plus 1 point PPR bonus to a tight end. So 1.5 total tight end, 1 total for wide receiver, and then 0.5 total for a running back. So in a full 1 point PPR, yes, James Cook, yes, great, right? So he gave up the number 8 running back. Okay, so I'm just telling you my personal opinion. Devon Achane, I would definitely take Devon Achane for sure. I would definitely take Devon Achane. So he ended up parlaying this deal. He got James Conner and he's got Devon Achane, which he was definitely weak. I would love to have had Devon Achane, and not so much James Conner, and maybe James Cook, maybe James Cook, James Conner, kind of. But I really wanted to get Devon Achane, and what kind of tipped me off on the whole deal was I told Banson straight up, like, hey, listen, I want to deal on Devon Achane. Like, let's put together a deal on Devon Achane, and then he goes and does this deal. So hey, whatever. Maybe he's a huge Bills fan. Maybe he's a huge Matthew Golden, Green Bay Cheesehead fan. I don't know. I don't know what the deal was, but. Yeah, I think, again, another one that Cruz definitely won on. Banson then dropped Riley Leonard, go Irish, another Notre Dame player there. We'll see. I don't know what Riley can do. I don't know if Riley's going to necessarily. I don't even, be honest with you, I can't believe that Riley got Notre Dame to the national championship. I mean, he's not like a very efficient passer. He definitely can run, but I don't think he's going to translate to the NFL. Love you, Riley. Don't get me wrong. Love you, Riley. I'm sure you'll come back and maybe be a commentator or do something at Notre Dame, but no, I don't think so. And then let's go back down. Let's go down. Let's go down. Let's go down. Let's find some more trade. These are just people on trade block. Da, 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 da. I got mad. I put all my picks on there because nobody will trade with me. And then we come down. We come down. We come down. We talked about some big trades. This one was a big trade in the fact of just the amount of players involved in picks. So this was between Flying V and Bansom. Again, so Bansom and Flying V are being active in trades. So Tyler Warren went to Flying V, Adam Thielen, George Pickens, and he picked up a 2026 fourth round. Now, remember, he lost the fourth round in that other deal, I believe, or gave up a fourth round in another deal, or maybe he got one there. I don't know. He doesn't have a lot of fourth round picks, maybe. So, okay, hats off to you for that. So he's giving up Devontae Adams. He's giving up Chris Godwin. He's given up a 2026 third and a 2027 first round. Now, first round to me, 2027, okay, I'm telling you right now, that is going to be the year of Arch Manning. So you better put a little extra premium on all the 2027 picks. That's my opinion. I highly recommend that you do that. You should look at 2027 as a little bit higher value. Maybe not a second, a third, or fourth, because, I mean, it is what it is. But that first round, if you get a chance to get Arch Manning, or you can use that to trade up, trade down, whatever, I would do that. So I put a little bit higher premium on 2027. So he's giving up a 2027 first round, which potentially could be giving up a generational quarterback if Arch Manning is, who we think he's going to be from the pedigree that he's in. So overall in this deal, I mean, he's given up Devontae Adams, which I know long-term Devontae, isn't going to be a player we're going to have for probably the next 5 or 6 years at a high level. But I think this year he can do it with the Rams. I think this year he's walking into a good situation. Cooper Kupp's the same age, right? Same age, and they just let him go. He did okay last year. Devontae Adams, I think, is the better. You're comparing the two, he's going to be better. So I think in this offense, he's going to do pretty good. Chris Godwin, now this might be a good give up because Chris Godwin, they got Ibuka now. They're talking, Ibuka's really getting hyped up. Is Mike Evans going to come back? Mike Evans was the more dominant of the two. You got Cade Otton still there, trying to kind of officially break out as a tight end. You got Bucky Irving, who really came on at the last half of the year when he took over. So Godwin might be a good give up here. Devontae, not so much, I think, but Godwin definitely could be a good give up. That was some good bait there. And he's getting Tyler Warren, probably like the hottest tight end prospect, one of the hottest tight end prospects coming out. He's going to Indy, so I don't know. We'll see how all that plays out. They just got kind of that weird quarterback thing with Anthony Richardson, and then is it Daniel Jones, and then is it Riley Leonard? Like, I mean, how crazy are we getting here? So that remains to be seen. And then George Pickens in there as well. We didn't really even talk about George Pickens. So George Pickens is, I think, going to be a good pickup. I think he's going to do really well in Dallas. I think Dak's going to be healthy. You got CeeDee Lamb on one side, you got Pickens on the other. So that's a pretty good pickup. Adam Thielen and George Pickens, I would say if I'm going to pick up two, if I had to pick two players to go with this year, and it was between Devontae Adams and Chris Godwin or Adam Thielen and George Pickens, I'd probably say that's kind of a toss-up. So, hey, pretty good. I mean, really, what did he lose there? The biggest issue here, I think, in this deal, if we're really evaluating this, I think it's all, again, kind of a much ado about nothing. There's not really huge pieces played off. If Tyler Warren becomes like, the next, Kelsey or, the next Rob Gronkowski, maybe. Okay, yes, that would obviously be a huge, huge, huge win for Flying B. But I think giving up that what stares out at me the most, giving up that 2027 first round pick, that could be rough, man. That could be a rough book there. And then let's go down. Here's another one. So James Cook moved again. So this is the second time James Cook moved. So now James Cook is going to move from Bansom. He's going to move to Mick. So Mick, Bansom, Flying V, Cruz all seem to be very active. I'm trying to put deals together with them and some of the other people. I'm just not really getting anything there. Again, I only really need a key piece. Some of the guys that I'm working with, I think they don't quite understand the fact they want to make these trades with me where me and them, they're going to slightly go up and then I'm going to like significantly drop down. Like I'm at the top of the power rankings. Why would I like for them? They need to say, okay, hey, to make a deal happen with me, they need to look at it and say, hey, what can we do to help him? Obviously, I just need all I'm really missing is one running back. I don't need to be a stellar lights out running back. I just need one running back. Okay, that's it. I need one running back. That's all that I'm looking for. And they need to understand that they're in the like these people that are in the lower half of the power rankings, or even like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They need to understand they should be trading me for picks. They should get some of my picks. I'll sacrifice some of my picks. They sacrifice some of their, maybe low A tier, high B tier running backs. I'll let go of some of my picks. They can have an opportunity to rebuild. I get a chance to solidify my spot to win now. That's the way they need to look at it. They're trying to do the stuff where they're going to they're going to get a slight incremental raise, and I'm going to drop down. Why would I do that? Like I would like that's dumb. It's dumb for them. Really, honestly, it's dumb for me because all they're doing is they're giving away their decent players. They're giving away decent players for long-term value, and I'm taking a step down, and they're not even getting picks out of it. So, like really, they should just be building up picks. You're in the bottom rankings of the power rankings. Like, don't get mad about that. It's Dynasty. You're in the bottom rankings. So build off that. Take those players, use them to your advantage. Those low A's, high B's, use them to your advantage. Trade, pick up those picks, and then build towards the future. That's what you need to be doing. Don't give away your middling players. Dude, because then you have nothing. So that's my opinion. So we'll see. We'll see how that all goes. But here's between Mick and Bansom, James Cook, Chris Olave, and a second round 2026 is going to go to Mick. Bansom is giving up James Cook, Chris Olave, and a 2026 second round. Again, I don't really know what the advantage was here. Really, for Bansom, again, we're kind of talking about that. He did give up some of his players to give him up for picks, but I don't know why you would give up James Cook and Olave for those picks like that. I don't know. I mean, you're going to get 2 first rounders in 2026. 2026, what we're projecting right now, like who are you like super excited about 2026? Like, oh my goodness, like I'm going to start bankrolling picks on that. I'm going to let go of that bit. So, I don't think James Cook was the player to let go there. I think James Cook, you could have parlayed him for maybe a little bit more down the line, or he could have been useful in you building up. So I don't really know there on that particular. I don't know what Bansom was particularly thinking there. Yes, he does pick up 2 firsts. Okay, I could have gave you a decent player and a first, maybe a first, and maybe I would even give up a 2027 first, depending if we could have put the right package deal together. So I don't know. So some of that is questionable to me. And then let's go back down. Here we go. We talked about the Tyler Warren, Adam Thielen, so we talked about that. Let's go back down. See if we got anything else here that jumps out at us. These are some waiver claims. We talked about this one already. This was the James Conner trade. Let's see, is there anything else? Trade is now pending. Okay, so here's another one. This was for Kramer, and this was for Seth Howard. I call him Howard the Ducks. So here's another trade. Okay, so we got Terry McLaurin, and he's gonna give Terry McLaurin to Kramer. Kramer's gonna give him Aaron Jones and Hollywood Brown. Okay. Hollywood Brown's wide receiver 3 on Kansas City. I think Kansas City I've been saying this. If you watch any of my streams, high flying offense has to happen in KC. Like they cannot be the slow, methodical, just rely on the defense, just do everything they can to eke out a win. Like they have to get back to that. They lost to the Eagles. They lost the ultimate prize, the three-peat, the potential breaking history or making history to do that. So I think they're going to be getting back into that. They're going to be passing the ball. They got Rashee Rice. They got Xavier Worthy, they got Hollywood Brown, they got Pacheco's looking good, looking healthy, strong. So they've got to get moving on that. They do have Noah Gray. They got Kelsey. Kelsey can still do a little bit what he needs to. So I think you traded Terry McLaurin, which fringe. I would say fringe top wideout. He's there with Jaden Daniels. So it was good offense last year. I think they're going to be good this year. Not bad. How old is Terry? Let's see. That might be the first question here. So Terry's 29. Okay, we know Aaron Jones is older too. Aaron Jones is 30. Hollywood Brown, obviously, he's a younger guy as far as what we think about the NFL, right? 6 years experience, but he's still 28 years of age, right? So he's a wide receiver. These are running backs. So these aren't quarterbacks that will play till 41, 45 years old, right? So, on this particular deal, I think Kramer, he's going to get a good wide receiver, but I don't think he necessarily had to give up Aaron Jones. I don't know if Terry McLaurin, with all the different, weapons and tools that they have there in Washington, is going to be that much more than Hollywood Brown. I don't know if he's going to bring that much more to the table than Hollywood Brown potentially could do if Hollywood Brown's healthy and he's back. And they're going to be a high-flying offense, I think, this year. And he gave up, Aaron Jones, which I think probably midway through the season or so, he'll at least have a very heavy, split with Jordan Mason. Probably Jordan Mason will take over there. We'll see. Or, God forbid, Aaron Jones gets hurt or something like that. So I don't know. I mean, that's not a horrible trade. I just don't really see. Again, a lot of these are much ado about nothing, right? There's not really a huge movement here. Dr. Swink, these are just waiver claims. So Dr. Swink hasn't done any trades yet. Joe Mama did that trade, but Dr. Swink hasn't. I haven't. Couple of guys, Punny Pandas. Chino hasn't. So let's see. Okay, so here's another trade. Here's another trade. We did Mick and Flying V again are trading. Okay, so Mick and Flying V are trading again. So Rashawn Johnson from Chicago. Isaac Tesla, not sure how you say it. And then a 2026 first round went. And then, Mick is going to lose Darnold and Jacoby Myers. So for Rashawn and Isaac Tesla, okay, that's what they wanted to do. These aren't like big names flying off the board. Sam Darnold, though, I think, he is a quarterback. This is a super flex. So I think there's some extra weight there to have for a quarterback. So that's good. So again, not a bad trade. I just, just as long as they're filling what they need on their team. And I think that's it as far as trades for right now in No Guts No Glory. So I think the biggest thing to look back on this is going to be that blockbuster 3-team trade where I think Cruz made out like a bandit. And again, I think probably the other most crazy trade here in No Guts No Glory so far is going to be that Jahmyr Gibbs again. So that Jahmyr Gibbs for Brock Bowers and and kind of that whole package deal. So very interesting to see. We'll see if any trades we're going to be able to put any trades together. But I do want to share real quick. Let's look at the power rankings and kind of see where everything lines up. Let me pull up. I'm going to look at power rankings on Draft Sharks. So our league is synced to Draft Sharks and synced to FantasyPros. Let me just make sure that there's everything's resynced on these. We'll do a quick update, make sure everything's updated right now. Let me pull. Let's pull this, make sure everything's updated. We're going to update all rosters real quick. Let's make sure everything is up to speed, and we will share the power rankings. Okay, so we're going to start with Draft Sharks. So let's go to Draft Sharks, and let's see what they're saying. So Draft Sharks is saying right now, this is based on 3D values. So the way that they do this is multi-layered. They have a whole algorithm, whatever that they use to rate each player. And then each player then is, added. Obviously, they have a number, so then they assign that to the rosters, and then we can look at the total rosters. So let's see if we can do it maybe this way. Okay, there we go. See a little bit bigger. So anyway, so right now, as you see, Skunk All-Stars, my team, still sitting atop. So I used to have a much heftier lead. I was at like 440. Now I kind of went to 437 and just, things will change as the season goes on. And then 4-star Guts is Eddie Ha. So Eddie Ha and me, this was probably around like a 20-plus point swing. So you can see he's made those trades. He's coming up a little bit. He's moving up the ranking boards. H-Town K-Dogs has been right there, kind of that 2 to 3 spot. And we can look at this in normal mode, and we can look at win now, right? If you look at win now, then my ranking jumps. So you can see Meet the Robinsons. You can see how that kind of moves around. And then you can also look at this from full team and then starters, right? You can see who's got the highest ranking at starters. So if you see starters, very different movements and things like that. So if you're interested in Draft Sharks, I think you can do like a free league, one league free, and Fantasy Pro you do one league free. So that's what I usually do with these power rankings. I show no guts, no glory, just so I can kind of get a feel, right? I'm gonna get it. This is my first time doing a dynasty. We did the start draft. I kind of want to get a feel for where we're looking at. So you can see down here. So Chinstrap Penguins is flying V. You see he's making a lot of moves. Again, but he's not necessarily moving up super far, on the board. As a matter of fact, he's like the lower in the power rankings, and he's lower in the pick number here. If you look at the picks, he's at 52. You look at Joe Mama. Joe Mama's at 78. You look at Punny Pandas; they're at a ranking of 100 for their picks. So he's actually lower on the rankings, and then giving up his picks. So again, these people here, kind of in this, I would say, Big Pick Energy, Chris Green, Pits of Despair, Fighting Pheasants, Punny Pandas, Home Cooking, Penguins. Like, these are all people I would love to trade with, right? We can clearly see these are just numbers. These are math. This isn't my opinion. This isn't like, I'm just, trying to, use mind tricks or manipulate the league. But these people right here, I would love to trade with. I would love to give up some of my picks. I'm happy to do that to a certain degree, for some of their, low A's, high B's, maybe even a C plus, just depending on who it is and what I feel about them. But these are people I would love to trade with. So anybody here, I would love to trade. Here, they're not going to trade with me. They're not. They're trying to like do these moves and trying to do all this stuff. They're trying to package like these 14 different players together to make it look like whatever. But again, it's the cups, man. It's the cups and the ball movement. They're not gonna do any deals with me. But these people I would love to do deals with. So if they're interested, hit me up. I can look over here and highlight different teams. I can see who's doing what. As far as that's concerned, we can look at this as weekly projections. We can look at this. So there, you see Chinstrap Penguins, right? You see kind of his method of his madness is he's looking at really going for some of those, like his stack, like Saquon, McCaffrey, some of those people. He's trying to stack them up to really get those points. So that's where he jumps all the way from the bottom all the way up towards the top, if you depending on how you're slicing this, right, or what you're looking at. Rest of the season projections you can look at. Then you see, bam, he jumps all the way up to second place right below me. So that's why I say to people, he did this as well in our last redraft, the LordSkunk.com 5-hour redraft league. He did the exact same thing, where he does this draft, and then it looks like he's at the bottom of the rankings. But if you really start digging in deeper, he really is up towards. He's pretty sneaky about that, the way he does it. So hats off to him. You look at the 3-year projections. You can look at the the 5-year projections. You can look at the 10-year projections. So you kind of see how it all maneuvers. Everybody kind of has their own. Everybody has kind of their own process, their own mindset. You can see Chinstrap, like we just talked about Flying V. Here he's got the oldest average age, right? His average age is 27.8. And that's kind of the thing that he went for. That's what he's going for. So hey, that's his deal. Positional rankings, how does all that come out? So there's a lot of different things that you can look at with Draft Sharks. So I definitely recommend, if you're interested in doing that. I'm not supported by them. I'm not, I'm just telling you like a true, legit me using it. Somebody turned me on to it last year. I really think they have really good informative data. I think they got a good, clean way to look at it. And you can kind of see that it's not just all one option. Like, you can look at multiple different things to kind of get a feel for the league and how it's broken down. Especially if you're a commissioner, I think it's good to kind of have and then share that information back with your league. That's kind of what I'm doing right now, right? And then let's jump over to Fantasy Pros and let's just see what they say. So Fantasy Pros is going to be right here. I'm going to share that with you now. So Fantasy Pros, let's look at, I got to maneuver this a little bit. Bear with me here. Oh, whoops. What happened to Fantasy Pros? I tried to do options, no guts, no glory. Now it keeps taking me back on another screen to Sleeper, but I don't want to do that. So let's see. There we go. Okay. Power rankings. I think we can see the League Analyzer. Here we go. So League Analyzer right now, again, it's got me as number 1. Now this time it's putting H-Town K-Dogs as number 2. These are Dynasty rankings. You can do week 1. You can do draft rankings. There's a lot of different ways that you can do it. We're just going to do dynasty rankings. We can include draft picks if we want. So, however you want to slice it. So if you're including draft picks, look at that. H-Town K-Dogs comes back up the same level as me because he's done a good job of trading around and getting those picks. So he's done a good job. He's probably, I think, the most experienced as far as like years of experience in Dynasty. So he's definitely one of the ones that I know I got to keep my eye on. All of these managers are really good. They all have all different levels of and varied experience and background. So it's pretty interesting. So it's definitely keeps you on your toes with these. But again, here it breaks it down and what where each team's at. So we can look at H-Town K-Dogs. We can see his team. Really good there. He's got Jaden Daniels. He's got Justin Herbert. Right, it's his two quarterbacks. So you kind of break down each team. And here you go. You can see right there. Look at that. He's got the duo in Amon-Ra St. Brown and Justin Jefferson. You look at Big Pick Energy. You see right here. So he's got Rashee Rice. He's got Lamar Jackson. So really good kind of spread there. C Green has got look at this. CD Lamb, Puka Nacua, and Zay Flowers. Look at that trifecta there. So very interesting, very very cool to jump in here and look at some of these. So again, I know for a fact that FantasyPros can let you sync one league for free, so you can definitely get in there and check that out. And then there's some other features that you can do, like who to sit and start and all that. I don't know about all that. You have to pay for that. But it's pretty cool just to kind of have the rankings to see what's up and get some different stats, on your team, and then also the league, which is pretty cool. So appreciate you going through it with me on that. Went a little bit longer because this was like 2 weeks, I think, or maybe or so of trades for No Guts No Glory and kind of get you updated. So hopefully when we do this segment each week, it'll be a little quicker. But I know a lot of you do Dynasty or are interested in Dynasty, so make sure you check that out. And speaking of Dynasty, we have the DynastyBaller.com launch. So Dynasty Baller, people have been asking me a lot about Dynasty. They want to be able to do it. They want to join more. I liked the Dynasty style of it. The draft was way too long to do that consistently, multiple leagues like that. So I came up with the mashup. So you take Dynasty and you take Best Ball. You mash them together. So what we're going to do is we're going to draft 20 players. There's no taxi squads or no nothing like that. You're just going to have 10 starters, Superflex, tight end premium. So 10 starters and then 10 bench. We're going to draft those 20 players. You're going to be able to do waiver wires. You're going to be able to do ads, fab. You're going to be able to trade, do whatever you want up until right before the start of the NFL season. Once the NFL season starts, these leagues are going to be locked, so all the rosters will be locked, and then the best ball format will kick in through Sleeper, and it'll automatically optimize your roster each week for the maximum amount of points. So there's no roster management. You don't have to freak out. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to worry about a bunch of trades happening or whatever throughout the season. You just get to sit back, enjoy your team that you built, that you're banking on doing well. It's a $20 buy-in. So you're able to get in for a pretty low barrier of entry into the league. Let me see if I can pull up. I can show you a little bit about that. So I'm going to go back here and we're going to share. Maybe. Oh. Down here. Okay, sorry. Wrong spot. All right. So this is DynastyBaller.com. We just launched it this week, actually just a couple days ago. It's all finally got built, launched, everything was set up, leagues were set up. So you can see here just kind of the introduction. Their state draft with third round reversal. It's 10 starters, 10 bench, one quarterback, two running backs, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 2 flex, so wide receiver, running back, or tight end, and then 1 super flex, so quarterback, wide receiver, running back, tight end. It's draft only, no trades, no fab once the season starts. So there is trades, and you can do all the normal stuff up until the season. So you can make sure you set that. We're going to have all kinds of the stuff we talked about, rookie camps, and finding out more about some of these players, who's going to get traded, all these different things during the NFL. So you'll be able to do all that up until the start of the NFL season. But once it starts, everything's locked. It's all good. You just gotta build the best roster that you can through the draft and through the initial preseason, and then it's live, man. Then you just get to sit back, relax, enjoy. Crack a brew, an energy drink, whatever, on Sunday, and just watch your team fly. Hopefully, so it's all set up for big play bonuses. It's got that dynasty element, no kicker, no defense. So it's really fun there once you get going. So the rosters, like it says here, will freeze once the kickoff hits. So here's the league settings. Here's the structure. Here's the payout. So first place will get $144. Will get 60% of the pot. Second place is going to get $48. Third place is going to get 10% of that. So $24 is they're going to get more than they're buying. Their buying is only $20, so they're going to be ahead. And then the regular season points champion, is going to receive 10%, $24 as well. So they're ahead already. So really, you got a 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 4 chance to get your money back and more. And then again, you can, if you're the first place, second, or third place, you could technically also be the points champion. So that would be double up. So if you're first place, you win the league, and you were the season points champion, you're going to get 70% of the pot. Not too bad. So really good opportunity there. Fun payout structure there. Everybody can kind of get a chance to win, to get their money back. So excited about that. So here's the available leagues right now. We only have one open. It'll be drafting on July 14th is when we'll kick this off. If we can fill the league, we have a couple spots left. So if we can fill the league, I would be open to talking about drafting a little bit sooner. But as of right now, we still need a few more spots. We need a few more people to get in. But all of my leagues, I try to have a lot of fun with everybody. We try to talk about it. If somebody has an idea or somebody wants to make a change, we usually vote on it, or at least we get pretty much the consensus of the league. So while you think about that, I'm going to drop us over to our Dynasty Ballers track that just dropped, the official Dynasty Ballers track, and then we're going to get into those trades from the trade chat.
We lit the draft room fire, 20 names on the board. Vets and rookies both collide, every pick a sharpened sword. 10 starters live for glory, 10 more waiting in reserve. No trades, no waivers, just the power of your nerve. Lock it at kickoff, then we let the magic fly. Auto set the lineup, watch the scoreboard multiply. We are the Dynasty Ballers, champions in the making. Best ball every Sunday, hear the ground keep shaking. Draft once, then we lock it. Legends never fade. DynastyBaller.com, claim your place today. From July till post Super Bowl, our cycle never ends. Spring rookie rounds replenish every owner's best friends. Inverse order magic, restock the pipeline true. Every season we resurrect, build a roster made for you. No more weekly stress, we let the Sundays do the talking. Sit back, feel the rush. Every point we're all, we are the Dynasty Ballers, champions in the making. Best ball every Sunday, feel the earth keep quaking. Draft once, then we lock it. Legacies are made. DynastyBaller.com, locking your parade. Discord in the back
All right, and we're back. DynastyBallers.com. Make sure you head over and check it out. We're going to be drafting here very soon. A couple spots left in the inaugural very first league for that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I highly recommend that you go over and check it out. At least check out the page, see if it's something you'd be interested in. There's a lot of details there to tell you more about the league. And if you're interested, just go ahead and click on that join league. It'll take you right into League Safe. You can securely put in your buy-in, just like at LordSkunk.com for those leagues. You put that in, and then you get an email back. It'll say an email or a message from the commissioner, which will be for me, and it'll have all the details there to be able to join the league on Sleeper, so or on Yahoo if you're doing Yahoo. But yeah, it's really pretty exciting. Excited to do it. A lot of people have been asking for another Dynasty League. I just couldn't do another like full blown one, but I think this is a great middle ground. A lot of fun, high octane, super fast, super fun. Now let's jump into the questions this is from the various live streams. This is Trade Talk Tuesdays grand finale. Here we got to the big show. So these are people who asked via the live streams. Again, we track all that. So even if you're watching a replay and you're asking a replay, it'll be there. So you can always come back and watch on Trade Chat Tuesday. Also in Discord or on X. On X, you can use hashtag #AskSkunk. So hashtag #AskSkunk. And then you'll be able to pull those, and we'll have those questions on here. So the very first question that was asked was from Ryan Bulger on YouTube. He asked 2 second rounds for Devontae Smith. Is it worth it? Yes, I think Devontae Smith is a good wide receiver 2. For sure, he's in a great offense there with A.J. Brown. You got Jalen Hurts, throwing the ball around. They do have Dallas Goedert, I believe, is their tight end. But really, I think Jalen does a good job of getting the ball around to people. So Devontae Smith, yes, is a good wide receiver 2. You're going to be giving up 2 rounds to get him, or you'll be getting 2 rounds to give him away. I think really that's probably about a wash. I think, though, if I'm the one who is going to, if I had Devontae Smith, I don't necessarily think I would give up 2 picks if I was contending right now. I would keep Devontae Smith for those picks, or maybe even try to, if you can, get 1 first round 2027, because again, I think that is where the big value is going to be. Arch Manning's there. Whether the hype is real or not, it makes no difference. The fact that the hype is going to be there, the hype is going to be crazy around him. You have to try to get in 2027. So I would say if you're going to let Devontae go, and you can parlay that, I would say, you know what, hey, keep your 2 picks. Let's just make this 1 first rounder in 2027, or a first rounder in 2027, and maybe a third in 2026 or 2027. That could be realistic. But you never know. You just got to work that deal out. But yes, I think you're close. I think that's definitely a close deal. So thank you, Ryan Bulger, off YouTube for that. The next one comes from YouTube. This is coming from Cody Anderson. I believe this might be the Cody from our leagues. I think he joined our redraft leagues. This could be the same person. I'm not sure. If it is, hey, what's up, Cody? If it's not, hey, what's up, Cody? Other Cody. So question. He wants to know DK. So DK Metcalf plus a 110, a 209, and a 210 for Bijan Robinson. So if you're going to give up DK and those picks to get Bijan, if you're contending, definitely lock in Bijan to that running back 1 role. Absolutely get him for sure. No doubt about it. DK, a little bit older. DK is, I don't know necessarily. I think last year he had some good games there with Geno Smith. Now it's not going to be the same now. A little bit different. So I would say, yeah, absolutely. If you could lock in Bijan Robinson, keep in mind that 110 is 2026, the 209 is 2026, and the 210 is 2026. Yeah, definitely, I would give that up. Again, 2027, different story. We're talking about different draft capital, what I feel, or different worth. But yeah, absolutely. If you can secure Bijan Robinson for that, yeah, I would definitely give up that for Bijan to get Bijan Robinson 100%. Doesn't matter if Superflex, any of that, none of that matters. Definitely Bijan Robinson. I think consensus number 1 or 1A, 1B, right to Jameer. Definitely do it 100%. Johnny Bennett from YouTube asks, question, Tua for Shadur Sanders. Smash that? Yeah, no. If you're getting Tua, then yes, I would do that deal. I'm not sure the context of this, but I would pass. if you're gonna let Tua go. If you're getting Tua, yeah, definitely take that. Definitely smash. Tua's 4 track record beat rookie uncertainty. We don't even know. Like right now, what's coming out of there is so convoluted. It's such a circus, and that's the way it's always going to be with Shador. It's always going to be that way. It's going to be a circus. It's going to be a show. That's going to turn. It's going to be good TV. It's definitely good TV. I mean, look at Colorado Buffs last year. Probably like one of the highest viewed non-major playing, college football teams. So if you can get to it, keep to it. You get to it. Yes, do it. If you're trading to a way to get Shador, don't do it. Don't do Shador. I mean, right now they're saying that Dylan Gabriel and this is what TJ Houshmandzadeh, right, a legendary wide receiver from the Bengals, is saying right now. Like he's not giving the fluff. He's like giving the real deal. He's saying that that Dylan Gabriel and Kenny Pickett right now are really the two main ones that are going, and they're kind of keeping supposedly. This is just what he's saying. Now everybody says something different, but I kind of believe this a little bit more than the hype train. And they're kind of keeping. I think they're keeping Flacco kind of as a reserve, right? Because he's a good backup, but they can't bank on him the whole season. I just don't think they can. And I think they want him to kind of mentor and be there as a safety net in the back. So Shador, I don't know, man. He's like getting these speeding tickets. He's just doing stuff that, like, man, you shouldn't be doing. Like, if you want to come in there and be the leader, you want to become a face of a franchise, like, you don't do stuff like that. Like, that's just stuff that you don't, and especially twice. Like, you just don't let that stuff happen. I'm not mad because the guy got, a speeding ticket, but going 100 miles an hour when you're, supposedly going to be a franchise quarterback, and I don't know. That's just not a good look. So, yeah, I would definitely keep Tua. I think Tua is a stronger out of those two. Next one comes from Sir Brooks the second from YouTube. He wanted to know 205 plus Ridley for Javonte Williams and Chris Olave. So here's what I would look at that. I think Ridley is somebody to watch this year. Ridley is pretty good. I think there's going to be a chance for him to have a really good year this year. So I would say it depends on what you need. Javonte Williams and Olave are definitely going to be immediate starters. Javonte, again, he's not on the same team, he's on a different team, so we'll see what happens there. I think they tried to do everything they could to get that guy last year to do what he needed to do in Denver and just couldn't get the ball going, like literally. So, they eventually towards the end of the year, they had everybody else they tried, like Audric Estimate, Go Irish, and a bunch of these other guys they had trying to get the ball. McLaughlin, I think McLaughlin was one. So they were trying, like they just did not have faith in this guy. So I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be able to do anything that crazy. We'll have to wait and see. Olave, again, I like Olave a lot. But he's going to be with the Saints, and the Saints is probably going to be starting with Shuck. I don't know what he's going to be able to do. A rookie, it's just too much unknown there. Ridley is somebody that I think could have some real value this year. I think he could be somebody that's flying low. If I can pick him up and steal him, I usually try to do that, in the drafts that I'm in. So that's a tough one. If you need it right now for immediate people that you can put in, they're going to start. They're going to probably be on the field. They're probably going to play. They may not get a ton of points, but they can get you some points because a 205 ain't going to get you any points, right? Because you're not going to be able to draft them until next year. So I would say you really have to evaluate that. What are your exact needs? But don't sleep on Ridley. Ridley could be really good this year. Could Ridley be enough to outweigh Javonte Williams and Chris Olave? I don't know. I think there could be a chance there that he could do some work. So we will see. We'll only have to wait and see. But I would say 9 times out of 10, I would say get the 2 starters, right? Get the 2 starters because they're upgrades you can win right now. If Ridley can do the work of those 2 guys, which I think he could potentially do, and you get a 205, I don't know. That could be good. Could be good there. So Sir Brooks, I'm going to say that could be a flip of a coin almost for you. And then Easy B on YouTube wanted to know 2028 first. Okay, we're going all the way to 2028 now. 2028 first plus 2028 first plus Benson for Montgomery and Brian Robinson. Yeah. I would say, yeah. I mean, I would definitely give up a 2028 first round and Benson for Montgomery and Brian Robinson. Remember, you got see. Here's the thing: we have short-term memory when it comes to stuff. Like, if you remember, Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs were right there neck and neck throughout all of last season until Montgomery got hurt, right? Like they were 1A, 1B. They were like, what did they call them? They called them like Thunder and Lightning or something like that, right? They were like this dynamic duo. They were both really like neck and neck. So don't get it twisted. Montgomery has value. Montgomery is probably falling way too far in a lot of drafts. Right now, people are not valuing him just because of how dominant Jahmyr Gibbs was towards the end and just what he was able to do. But if you go back and really look at that, you got to remember all the way going through that. If you had one or the other, you were doing good most every week. So I would say definitely Montgomery, Brian Robinson. Right now, you get locked in people that are starting Brian Robinson. I don't know how much that's going to be, how much you're going to get from him this year. If he's healthy, he can pull through and beat out some of these rookies and other players around the team. We know he's the starter. I think right now, like he's the consensus going to start. But I think it's not guaranteed that he's going to be able to do that throughout the whole season. And I think got hurt a couple times last year. I had him. He did well on my team. I picked him up on waivers. I think last year when he got hurt, one of the times he got hurt, I think somebody dropped him. I ended up picking him up. He did really well. He got hurt again. So I can't remember exactly how it all panned out. But yes, I would take Montgomery and Brian Robinson right now over a 2028. Or if you just got to give up a 2028 first to Benson, yeah, do it for sure. I think the veteran 3-down backs now versus a distant pick, yeah, do it. Franco on YouTube said Hurts. Okay. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. So Hurts for CMC plus Fields plus a 2027 first. Are you freaking kidding me? Hurts for CMC, Fields, and a 2027 first. So first off, if you watched anything about this whole entire video, anything that I talked about this whole entire evening, you know what I think about the 2027 first round pick, right? You need to be banking, get as many of those as you possibly can. Arch Manning, I don't care if he's going to be that or he's not going to be that. That's not even the point right now. The fact that there's a hype is there. So like all the negative hype and stuff that's going to surround the circus is going to surround Shador. That's like the hype train of positivity and all this. Like this guy's going to be the next, Tom Brady plus Peyton Manning plus Joe Montana plus, Steve Young, like combined. Like that's how that's going to go. So you got to get involved in that hype train, even if you can get him and then sell it, or you can sell those picks to become more valuable. That draft, I'm telling you right now, bookmark that as like that's going to be the strategy for the 2027, right? So I think for sure 100%. If you can you're giving up Hurts and you're going to get CMC plus Fields plus a 2027 first round. Keep in mind, Fields did good fantasy points last year with the Steelers, even though he only got to play, a certain number of games that he played, and then they had to start Russ like they had to. And then also even with the Bears, like, yes, they didn't maybe not, have been like, Super Bowl contenders with him there, but fantasy wise, he was able to put up good points. So yes, you're giving up Hurts. Hurts is great. But Hurts isn't the level of like a Josh Allen. Hurts isn't the level of even a Joe Burrow in a Superflex league or something like that. Hurts is very close. Don't get me wrong, he's very close. But I would say, yeah, you can get CMC, you can get Fields, you can get 2027 first. You're like hitting a trifecta there, man. You're hitting because I think CMC's a lottery ticket for sure, like a really good high chance winning lottery ticket. Fields is going to get you points. He can run. He can maneuver. He's got pretty solid. He's got Garrett Wilson, right? He's got some stuff around him there. Let's see what he can do with it. He did well with DJ Moore. He did well with I think he had DeAndre Swift. Maybe he didn't, but he had Rashawn. I can't remember who all he had when he was with the Bears. But yeah, he can definitely do some damage. I don't know if he'll win a bunch of games. He might, but I think for sure he's gonna be viable in fantasy. So yeah, do that deal. Absolutely. So I really appreciate everybody that asked questions. I wish that I could answer some of these replays like I can answer you. I'm not there. I'm not there all the time on these replays. But all of your questions are being tracked. So make sure you're leaving comments. Make sure you're asking questions in the live streams. Please do me a huge favor. Like, share, subscribe. if you can head over to LordSkunk.com, all of the links, our different socials are there. It can really help us get up and running. This channel, I mean, think about this, guys. This channel is only my channel has been around for a long time. I have over 2 million views now. But as far as fantasy football, I mean, this is only a couple, 3 or 4 weeks, 4 weeks probably old. Probably not even that, probably not even a month yet. As far as like us getting out there putting content for fantasy football, we're totally rebranding it. So definitely, please, anything that you can do helps a ton. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And make sure you head over to LordSkunk.com. Make sure you head over to Dynasty Baller. Jump in there, join with us, watch the drafts, participate in them, watch the drafts. So really appreciate it. And then coming up, just some stuff before we close. Coming up, we got the LordSkunk.com $5 redraft. The next one is going to be on Thursday. We're going to kick it off on the 3rd. We're going to kick off the holiday weekend. Happy birthday, America. We're going to kick off that 4th of July weekend. So Thursday night, we're going to be drafting a sleeper. It's going to be a $5 redraft. They're super fast drafts. 30-second picks. We get through those rounds really, really rapid fire. We have a lot of fun. So that league is filled, but there are some other $5 redraft leagues coming up. So if you want to check it out, there is a replay available on the channel. And then there is also going to be a live stream on Thursday of the draft. So make sure you check that out. And then Dynasty Baller, the Dynasty Baller Best Ball Dynasty Mashup. Right now we're scheduled to kick off on Monday, July 14th. There are a few extra spots available in there. So head over to dynastyballer.com, check it out. If you think it'd be something you'd like to do, like to be involved in, think it'd be fun. Again, it's a $20 buy-in on League Save. Jump in on that. We'd love to have you. And if you miss out on that one, hopefully you'll be able to jump in one of the leagues so we open up more as we get going towards kickoff. And then, head over to our Discord, man. Jump into there, ask questions, engage there. Let's really build that up into a really strong fantasy football community where we can just have fun, just interact, chat, talk about these different opportunities, these different NFL news, things like that. So if you enjoyed Trade Talk Tuesdays, if you like that, this is our very first one ever. So congratulations, you are part of history if you're watching this. So if you enjoyed that, like, share, subscribe, follow, ring the bell, do all the things that you need to do. I know if you're like me, you watch a lot of YouTube channels, and a lot of times we forget to do that stuff, and especially if we're watching it from our TVs. But really, guys, I'm asking you, please help with the channel, help get the channel kind of out there. Let's get some more people. Let's help build the community. Let's have a lot of fun doing it. I would personally ask you and thank you for doing that, and I really appreciate it. You'll never miss a draft or a deep dive. Follow us on all the socials. Again, head over to LordSkunk.com. You can get a lot of those in the description here as well. And just like those, if you can, just like, follow us. I'm trying to keep the good flow of content out there, keep people engaged and keep stuff going. But thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for all you, the fantasy fanatics out there. I will see you next Tuesday for the second edition of Trade Talk Tuesdays. And also I'll see you on Thursday for that LordSkunk.com $5 redraft. That'll be kicking off. The draft starts immediately at 10 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. Pacific. But I usually get on probably around like 9:30-ish Eastern time, about 20 or 30 minutes before. So make sure you check out for that. Again, ring that bell. You'll be notified when we go live. Or also we have notifications in the Discord as well. But look forward to hanging out with you guys and seeing you soon. And just to kick it off, we got to do my favorite video of all the LordSkunk high traps. We got to do my absolute favorite one. Welcome to the team, Mr. Allen.
Skunkadelic All-Stars, we're setting the stage. Dynasty draft night, we're turning the page. First round pick 2 in the room went wild. QB1 on the clock, Buffalo's golden child. You've lit up Orchard Park, now you light our league. We're building an empire, no limits, no fatigue. Welcome to the team, Mr. Allen. Number 2 overall, first QB in our plan, yeah. In the no guts, no glory draft, you're our rising star. Skunkadelic All-Stars, gonna take you far. PPR power, big play king. You'll scramble, connect, watch the scoreboard ring. Milestone bonuses, every yard we cheer. With Josh under center, victory's near. Deep benches stocked, dynasty on lock. With you at the helm, we're ready to rock. Welcome to the team, Mr. Allen. Number 2 our league-wide dream. You're the heartbeat of our squad, let's reign supreme. Live streams, loud cheers, every play you own.